What's up, everybody? How you doing? My name is Mo,
And I'm Casey.
and you're watching Better Benefit. Let's get into it.
My melanin shine like miles of diamonds, coastlines and islands when the sunrise. My melanin shine, no doubt about it. Can't go without it, babe. Can't you see? Black is beautiful, magic.
Okay, as far as an update, Chat and Chill is the new setup. It's the new thing. Okay.
Yep, more relaxing. Get a chance to cover more topics, and this keeps us out of YouTube jail.
Yeah. So I know Casey has brought it up before, but one thing I didn't bring up to his attention is that several times I have been flagged, blocked, suspended, based off of content, and just certain things that we say. America, freedom of speech is a real thing. However, there are certain limitations to it as far as personal opinion. Anyway, we're going to move on.
We'll start with that because one of the main topics that she and I have been debating and talking about. I spoke to my mother about it too. Is I believe that the time has come to just do away with the old Constitution and rewrite the whole thing. The Constitution was written at a time where there was no social media and things of this nature. And freedom of speech, even though the freedom of speech that we're using is still getting us censored at certain times, we all saw behind the Capitol insurgent that freedom of speech really isn't that free because it costs 5 people their lives.
Thanks.
You just can't say what you want to say, and I'm not trying to say anything that I don't believe you guys, our fans, are really paying attention to. The Capitol insurgent was really ridiculous. The good thing is you guys will not have to hear about us talking about 45 anymore because hopefully, God willing, he just goes away.
It's not about it.
Well,
Close to it.
yeah, it's terrible. I just texted Jelani right now. The Kansas City Chiefs, you guys are trash. Guess let Tom Brady get another ring. But,
Today is Super Bowl Sunday.
nothing was super about it. Nope.
The best thing that we've seen since watching TV that actually put a smile on our face were the commercials.
Yep.
Some of them.
A couple of them very fun. Me personally, I enjoyed the Weeknd's performance.
Now listen, while we were in the midst of watching I guess it was a scrimmage, even though it's called the Super Bowl. Anyway, while we were watching that, I was trolling Twitter, to be honest. And there were some very interesting comments that were reeling in. One in which I had to rebuttal on. The halftime had just started. Like, literally, Weeknd was mid first song. And already someone was like, I'm underwhelmed. The Weeknd should have came a lot harder to be on the Super Bowl.
Wait, but make sure you let them know that tweet was sent out prior.
Yeah, I said like the first half of his first song.
Like the first half. But I'm saying when the performance changed for me was when he had all the body doubles, people in the mask. That was before that part. So it wasn't even like, I don't even want to say half. It was on like this person saw the Weeknd pick the microphone up and said, "Oh, yeah, this is trash."
Yeah, he walked through the stairs and that was it.
And that was it. Like he didn't give the show a chance.
And for me personally, my rebuttal for that, they were saying was the Weeknd a good pick. I say for his artistic perspective, he did his best. In my opinion, it was a good show. The visuals were on point. It was a lot of execution done. Personally, I wish I was a part of that choir that started it off.
I think it was a good show.
It was. And then someone else tweeted, is he supposed to be channeling Michael Jackson? My response, baby, help me with this. If you're asking that question, it must be working.
Right. Why is it when we see somebody who looks like us doing something, it seems like we're able to point out the absolute negative about it, unless it's a black person that we care for. You have to be careful on Twitter when you go after like Beyonce, saying Beyonce had the greatest halftime show ever. And I'm not here to debate whether Beyonce's show was better than the Weeknd show, or the Weeknd show was better than the Beyonce show, or Janet Jackson, any of that. What I'm saying is, I don't know why two things can't be true. Why can't the Weeknd show today, especially in a pandemic, why can't his show be a good show? Why does it have to be on par with Beyonce's show? We got into this debate last night with our brothers about national anthems with Marvin Gaye and Whitney Houston. Now, shout out to Ken and Michael. Marvin Gaye's rendition of the national anthem, I personally believe, because it sounded like us. It was our music. I thought it was better than Whitney Houston's.
I'm a millennial.
Okay.
I didn't even know Marvin Gaye did a national anthem.
That's a shame.
Honestly, yeah. But the thing is, though, when we say Whitney Houston, we're thinking Super Bowls. Just to put that out there as far as details, Marvin Gaye didn't even sing at a Super Bowl. You pointed that out.
No.
But as far as when it comes to national anthems, he's number one, then it's Whitney, then it's Luther Vandross. However, when it comes to national anthems for the Super Bowl, it's Whitney Houston first.
Well, that's just because, that's what I'm saying. The reason that's the answer is because of all the people that sang it.
Beyonce did a good job too, though. Wait a minute now.
I don't remember Beyonce singing the national anthem. Beyonce can't sing like that.
She did, and she auto-tuned. Okay, I don't think it was at the Super Bowl.
I don't think. No, she performed the Super Bowl. I've never seen Beyonce do it.
First of all, she did it at the inauguration, and she lip
Last
synced.
Man.
Huh?
She sang.
No. At Biden, she did the national anthem,
Who?
and one time Beyonce did the national anthem where she lip synced with her recording or something like that. But anyway, that was a different situation for me.
The internet is undefeated. No, because we're talking about the Super Bowl. Somebody's calling real time, like live. Look, this is what he said.
Brady,
Take your son to work day, February 7th. That's Patrick Mahomes on
on his
Brady.
shoulders.
That's hilarious. The internet is undefeated. Okay, so my whole thing is, again, I'm separated. Whitney Houston had probably one of the strongest voices ever. Like,
Facts.
that's a
Big
fact.
facts.
Like you're talking like Billie Holiday. If you're
Legendary.
like Beyonce can't sing like Whitney.
Oh no
No
one
one
ever
can
said
sing
that.
like Whitney. So I'm okay with them saying that Whitney Houston had the greatest Super Bowl performance. My whole thing was I just enjoyed the way Marvin Gaye's take on the national anthem was.
Maybe it was an audience situation. That's the
Meaning?
brownies. Like say if we had this conversation at your sister's house, or at a family reunion where there are a vast different age groups. Kenton, Michael, and I all grew up with hearing Whitney Houston's rendition of the national anthem being played at high school football games. Like,
Yeah, but that was just because of the time.
that's what I'm saying.
No.
If you had a
I don't
different
mean
range
that.
of ages.
No, I don't mean the range of ages. The only reason it got this type of look was because it was after 9/11. That's why it was such a big idea. That's what made it so huge. It was the country needed healing. Okay. So my whole thing is when you talk about the healing of the country, Whitney Houston was quote unquote supposed to be the representation of just that. You had at the time the probably the biggest black woman as far as star power goes in the music game singing the national anthem, and she looked so beautiful just in a star-spangled jacket and a bonnet.
She was in a tracksuit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't the glitter, it wasn't the shimmering dresses, nothing. It was just Whitney being Whitney.
Now, as far as the Super Bowl this year, personally, me, Church, is this Church Eric Churchill or just Church? Eric Church?
Eric Church.
Okay. He should have just not had a mic and just played and just let Jasmine do her thing. Personally,
I see that.
I feel like the range, the different ways she can maneuver around music vocally, she could have done a great job, and he just be the soundtrack.
But that's what I'm saying. Like with big voices, and I know that this will be part of the question of the week. Jennifer Hudson's voice is as big as Whitney's, and she's done the national anthem. Doesn't get as much because it wasn't that time in the country. Like if Jennifer Hudson had to sing the national anthem, say
right after Eric Gardner or something.
Yeah, like it'd have been something that was huge because Jennifer Hudson has a huge voice, huge, and that's not taking anything from Whitney. Okay, let me say it like this: seeing Marvin Gaye take the national anthem, which is if you guys don't know, you guys should go check out the second verse of the national anthem.
Very racist.
Yeah, it's very racist. The song is very racist, where it states clearly that they'll never let the slaves go. And when they say they slaves, they talk about us. But for a black man in 1983 to make that our song to at our event, this is the All-Star game of the NBA, for him to make that and put his spin on it, I thought it was dope.
Like I said, it was like an age thing. Like I said, I never even knew, not just him singing it, but it being like a literal movement behind it.
Did you know this woman was screaming?
Yeah, I mean, I heard it. I listened. But translating on to another segment, kudos to Alicia Keys.
Her opening was dope.
It was not on, like, honestly, it was spot on because one thing I am very impressed with this year is the amount of equal opportunity that was given, not only in the commercials, but just as far as platforms. Because there was a poet, church, you literally had country and R&B doing the national anthem. You had so many social injustice awareness commercials.
The NFL said Black Lives Matter in 2 commercials tonight. And that's shocking considering the stance they took with Colin Kaepernick.
And both ends of the field said end racism.
Yeah, well, I was talking to my brother, the NFL will be considered blackface because the NBA is the black man. The NBA stood up and said, "Listen, we won't play games. Like, stop their season. Like, they forced racist owners out of their business. They made Donald Sterling sell the team.
Right.
Look at all the problems that they're having in Washington with the Snyders. They refused to change the name of the Washington football team from that racist name to anything else. And they're trying to force him out now. The NBA didn't do that. They had a lot of pull. Better union.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just a whole nother conversation of logistics.
Yep.
Moving on, as far as the inauguration was going to go, you guys, as far as Mose Montage was involved in it, just a perspective as a young black woman, just like Baby said, when Barack was elected president, it was literally the epitome of you could be anything.
Yes.
And that's the same thing for me. Kamala Harris becoming the first black woman in office as the vice president. Mind you, Cat Williams said it best. Open the book, white, flip the page, white, and then there's Barack. And then now, after one of the most horrible electoral periods of a president, we have not only a previous black president supporting them, but we also have the first female vice president.
No, I thought that was the dopest thing of the whole thing. Not to cut you off, but to see the Bushes, the Clintons, and the Obamas at that inauguration solidified that this country, with its glacier speed, is still going to be moving forward.
Facts.
And all these people that are still waiting on the Civil War to happen, none of that's happening. Like, listen, I know that white people are angry. Every Republican is not a racist, but every 45 supporter is a racist. And they think, I don't know if they thought that they were going to rush in the Capitol and the United States, which topples government, was going to have their government toppled by a man with some horns on his head and wearing a bison jacket with paint on his face. I don't know what they thought was going to happen.
And not only that, the heat that Marjorie Taylor Greene is getting right now, it is needed, and there needs to be something done ASAP.
She's out of Georgia. That just goes to show you how serious it was for Georgia to vote blue because there are people that really believe the stuff that this lady is saying and supports. They stood up, they gave her a standing ovation when she came into the room of the GOP. The GOP, you guys in the world of trouble. And my granddaddy was a Republican. He would not have voted for any of this. None of this. He would have been, Dad J would have been part of none of this. These people are crazy.
Listen.
Well, enough about our politics because, like I said, until we can get rid of this dude completely, I really just go back and watch my favorite episode. You're about to lose your job because I love to see them dance and sing that song. Speaking of dancing and singing, Viacom and Nick Cannon, if you guys remember from episode 1, made up. Now, Wifey made a comment. She said, well, I guess they realized they couldn't live without each other. No. I believe what happened was that Viacom said we can make the same amount of money, get some good PR, and give Nick Cannon and the rest of the Wild 'N Out crew a pay cut.
Because they need the publicity again. But listen, what's the, Jessica, I think her name is Jessica or something, the redhead, white girl? Mm-hmm. She, if you're following the story of Tattoo Far, where couples come in and give each other mystery tattoos and then it's a big reveal, she's actually the new co-host. She took Snooki's job. Nicole took her job. So she gets the money. DC Young Fly is on URL.
I promise you, it's not Wild 'N Out money.
And he was just in Mulatto's new video about sex lies.
It's not Wild 'N Out money.
You think?
I'm telling you, Mom.
Well, I think the redhead chick is probably getting some paper because to be on Snapchat doing the miniseries, like this is an ongoing thing.
Did you say a Snapchat movie miniseries?
Yeah.
Versus Wild 'N Out?
Okay. I can see.
I'm sorry.
I can see.
I'm sorry. Because I didn't know what I was going to ask you right now. What channel the show was on? That was I was going to ask you if it was Viacom owned. But it's a Snapchat miniseries?
Yeah, it's called Tattoo Far.
Okay. I'm just
all right. I was wrong.
I'm just disagree with that.
I was wrong.
And as you guys can see, Cardi B was in another commercial tonight.
Listen.
Super Bowl commercial. Baby
And
girl, keep
what
getting
was
your coins.
Listen, like I said, Twitter was on fire. A lot of them said Cardi B probably never watched one episode of Wayne's World. No. But like I said, this was the biggest platform for equal opportunity. Even though she may not have never seen an episode, she knew who Michael Myers. Mm-hmm. She knew who Michael Myers was from Austin Powers, of course. But not only that, just the fact of who she is in the black community was a way of outreach.
Well, I mean, it's fun. The black women are really on display right now in positions of power and being shown and celebrated. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is why the debate came out when one of my brothers asked me about the appointing of Pete Buttigieg to a cabinet position because he was homosexual.
It's needed.
It's needed. And no matter what side you take in this, like I explained to him, we're trying to see people that are qualified for the job to get us out of the mess that we've been in for the last 4 years. So I don't know how what a man does in his private life has anything to do with the bearing on his public service. Those are two different things. If you want to fire him if he does a bad job, that's fine. But his sexual orientation or what he does in his private life has absolutely no bearing on whether he can do a job.
I completely agree with that.
None at all.
I completely agree with that.
And a lot of times, people are getting caught up. They say just based on the numbers that we've probably already had a gay president and we didn't know it. So what does that have to do with whether Pete Buttigieg can do his job or not do his job?
Right. And they're not ready for that conversation anyway.
No.
Because as Bible thumping as the U.S. can be, first of all, every printed piece of physical money says in God we trust.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm saying. That it's fake hustle. They're not real Bible thumpers because if they were, they would know that God made me a husband, a son, a brother, a father. He didn't make me a judge. So if you are really looking at your Bible, at no point it say, thou shalt judge other people. I didn't read that part.
Facts.
I don't go around judging people because I don't want to be judged.
And then in the Bible it says the measure of judgment you use will be used on you. So
That's that's pretty tough.
but then that goes into another story about people saying I'm not judgmental. Everyone is judgmental. How you place your judgment on people is what matters.
Exactly. Everyone, if you don't have an opinion, you're not real. You're a robot.
And then the way sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Every time. You can get away with you can get more
You can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. That's facts. That's facts.
Not what you say.
But listen, moving on to apparently we talk about a lot of music because that's how we connect on some levels. This morning, we had a serious talk. I was born in 97, okay? I grew up UGK, 3-6 Mafia, Mystical, like Juvie, like that was us. I'm from Mississippi. Like we listened to drill music, bounce music, all of that. That was what you listened to. You slow your car down going about 25 in like a 40. You just lay back and you cruise with the bass bumping. So
I mean, but that's not new. Like I get it. Like the when the South was on top, it started with Scarface and Jay Prince them, and then it spread till you got Cash Money. When it first hit, Master P came with the About It when he left from Richmond, California. I thought that the career that Lil Wayne ended up having was going to be Juvenile's career because Juvie he wasn't just hot. I was like, this dude gonna be able to carry this out, and it just didn't pan out that way.
And I really don't know what happened. Like we were discussing earlier, you said Wayne was 15. I said Birdman was trying to get him some. That's why he promoted Wayne more than he did Juvie. Unless there was a conflict because Juvie and Mannie Fresh dropped off around the same time.
But see, that's what I'm telling you, boo. That's not the truth. Because Juvie dropped 400 Degrees, and then it was all right, and then Wayne dropped 500 Degrees.
So they were beefing.
No, it wasn't they was beefing. It was just that they were really trying to figure it out at the time. Like, Wayne was still doing features back then. Like, he was just on some Hot Boy stuff. But I promise, they wanted Juvie to be... Juvie is really from his neighborhood. He really puts on for his neighborhood. And I promise, at the time, YoungBoy was extremely hot. They wanted him to be... he was a hot boy. They wanted that to work. It just didn't. Like... When it comes to rap now, like, image really sells. And for whatever reason, the image of Juvenile wasn't as big as the image of Wayne.
Well,
it just
because
wasn't.
Wayne was a youngster with like the street cred, maybe?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Juvie was really
I'm
in the
saying
streets.
It sells more for a 15-year-old with the street cred, throwing the gang signs with the verses, with the lyricism versus what Juvie was like in his late 20s, early 30s.
No, Juvie was like 19, 20.
He's not. So wait, they're like 4 or 5 years apart.
I believe so.
I don't believe that.
I'm gonna say.
Well,
right
either
now.
way, now Wayne look way older than Juvie.
Yeah, Wayne going through it, man. Wayne going through it, man. But dude's hair is. Yeah, man,
he's delusional. But another thing that Casey brought to my attention, if you know me, you know I'm a feminist. And one thing he brought to my attention is that I listen to a lot of female rap, even battle rap. I love
the battle rap is horrible. You guys should watch it.
Stop.
Stop. Whenever we watch any type of URL.
You ain't even got to do me like that. You know, it's all right.
Okay, Wayne is 38
Mm-hmm.
and Juvie is 45. So, at the time, Juvie was 22 and Wayne was 15.
That's still a nice gap. That's still they basically talk to the same group though.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
So who would you believe more, the 22-year-old who really stay in the streets or the 15-year-old? Because
that's why I think Birdman had a lot to do with that.
He really did know. That's what I'm telling you. It was Mannie Fresh is the one who was putting all the music together, and Mannie is saying this is what's gonna sell.
So Mannie was the Dr. Dre of the situation.
Absolutely. Oh, there's no doubt about that.
And then Wayne.
If Cash Money doesn't get Drake, they was gonna die. Cash Money was gonna die. Drake and Nicki Minaj. Remember, it was over.
Yeah, nobody heard.
Once Manny Fresh left, it was over.
Nobody heard anything.
Nothing. And then they got the light skinned boy out of Canada.
Let me finish my thought though, because when we were running down on music, I was on the phone. Shout out to Octavia.
Hey, Tay.
I brought up, if you know this song, drop a heart in the comments. Drop a blue heart. Stilettos, Pumps, in the club. They didn't even know the song by Crime Mob. We rockin' Stilettos.
You just cheated. You told who to go look up because no one's heard that.
I
song.
said if you know the song, drop a heart.
Right. So then you said it's by.
They don't know if they don't know the song.
They don't know it. Me and Tavia.
Listen, I'm gonna make sure this get out to the right people.
Okay.
Y'all not gonna embarrass me. Okay.
Nobody's ever heard that song.
If you look at the video, it was exactly when I was in middle school.
Okay.
She had on the half jacket with the gachos and the baby doll shoes. We was raunchy.
Okay.
But Casey brought up that I listen to a lot of women empowered situations. Like my movies, I love a woman led movie. I love female battle rap. I love
trash.
We went from Crime Mob to, like, even when I talk in my regular conversations, I'm always trying to push the woman's side. Like Queen Latifah, shout out to her. That commercial, she's doing the Equalizer series, saw on Twitter where they said she has the biggest rap to actor career transition ever.
That's a lie too.
And I started running down on people like LL Cool J, Ice-T, and he bust out with
Will Smith. How does everybody forget that Will Smith was a rapper? Or worse, because Will Smith was probably I think he was the first rapper to win a Grammy. So
without cussing.
It doesn't matter about anything. Will Smith was the first rapper to win a Grammy, and Will Smith's acting career is second to none. So I don't know how people keep saying and then after you go to Will Smith, there's a fellow by the name of Tupac Shakur, another rapper.
But how many movies was he really in though?
Like 6. Juice is a classic.
Right.
Above the Rim.
Poetic
Justice. Gridlock. Gang Related. Mm-hmm. What's the one where they're in?
You said it's only 6. You only got one more.
What is it? Back to the phone.
Either way, I'm saying like somebody like LL Cool J. Ice-T has been on one of the longest standing series since what?
I think it was MASH.
Yeah. He is on Law and Order SVU. Like, what? I feel like, well, Ice-T, I ain't never seen him in like a bunch of movies. He's been in...
he was in Bullet. I forgot about that. Nothing But Trouble. Beef.
So he got more than 6?
Yes.
Well, he got 8?
8 movies. How many movies LL got? Name an LL movie other than the one where he's
Deliver From You.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, and what else?
Pull it up. You got to pull it up.
No. Because I named a lot of Tupac movies. I mean, I'm just trying to say. LL, he was in the one where he was like, "You ain't no Killer J. Reed."
Bucks win their 2nd Super Bowl in franchise history.
Yeah, I know it's over.
Thank you, Twitter.
TV shows and movies.
NCIS, In
Last
the
Holiday.
House.
Look, SWAT.
Yeah, he was in Last Holiday.
Any Given Sunday. In Too Deep, that's what I was looking for. Mindhunter, I've never heard of that.
Okay, he's in a few movies.
Are any of these movies bigger than Tupac movies?
We're not comparing.
I'm just asking you a question, though. Like, I'm just asking. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what on this list? Because Juice is a classic.
Any Given Sunday?
You saying Any Given Sunday is bigger than Juice?
No, I'm not saying.
What about Butter Run?
I never watched it.
Millennials.
Anyway, as far as music goes, I am pro women empowerment,
yes.
regardless of how trash you are.
Yes, trash MCs. All you women trash MCs. If you don't have not a fan in your city, believe you me, Monet's gonna put on for you. She had us watching a battle rap last night that was pure garbage.
Vixen the Assassin.
Trash. When they had the Kings versus Queens, that was really bad for her. We were on vacation when that happened, and she was so amped about watching it, and it got ugly from the gate.
I even downloaded Caffeine for that. So.
Wow, they tricked her to get an app to root for her. It is what it is.
I mean,
it's okay.
I rep, like, official my girl, she's straight out of Louisiana. If you from the boot, you know what I'm saying? That's real. too. If you're from the boot. Anyway, I'm not gonna embarrass myself for your entertainment.
Who knows that song?
It's not a song. It's a saying for Louisiana. If you're from the boot.
Oh, I thought that was one of the female rapper songs. My bad. I really did. I'm not being funny. I thought it. Sorry. I thought it was real.
Go ahead.
If you're from the boot. If you're from the boot, I thought that was a song. I didn't know. I'm not even joking. I'm being no cap. I thought that's what it was.
Like, it's a lot of places with songs to them, like Memphis. What's your favorite color? Orange. Where you from? Mount. Orange Mountain is like the jungles of Cali.
I promise it's not.
If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
If you
let
know
us
what I'm talking
let us know what's really going
Yeah,
on.
please let us know what you're talking about.
I'm with the Orange Mound. He's talking about the jungles.
They stole 2 police cars and had them stranded there. They had to get the tank to go in there and get them. A real little tank. I can pull that up for you. The car was abandoned for days. They just left them there.
Anyway, let's
Police
move on.
ran. Shout out to Knockout. Anyway, let's move on. So, Bay and I have been doing our cooking and putting things out for like our little recipes because I happen to like to cook and Bay happens to like the way my cooking tastes.
I like to eat. That's what he meant to say. He liked to cook. I like to eat.
But there's things that I cannot do. Bay does all the fish frying on Fridays.
Yes.
Shout out to Mama.
And also shout out, not shout out, but if you guys are interested or want to participate with us, we fast after 12 noon every Friday until we have supper together. When he's at work, we FaceTime, we pray, and then we eat. It's just out of, like I told Octavia, it's just out of appreciation for the week.
Yep.
Because every breath is a gift. And not to turn to a spiritual aspect, but we are spiritual believers in the Almighty.
No, I mean, well, I want to address that too. I heard somebody say something. They say God works in mysterious ways. I don't even know what that means. Because God is pretty clear, upfront, honest. He wants us to be blessed, healthy, with abundance. Ain't nothing mysterious about that. Where's the mystery in that? I'm confused.
He works in ways you weren't expecting.
I don't even know that, because faith means you believe.
So if you know it's coming, then there's no way it could be mysterious.
It shouldn't be a surprise.
Facts.
I mean, like if you believe, you believe. That's what faith is. I'm asking my mother about that. Because I don't know what that means. I've heard it all my life. God works in mysterious ways. What is the mysterious way? Like, God don't sneak up and bless you. Like, you be blessed. Boom. Like, that don't happen like that. I don't understand. What does it really mean? I'm gonna ask my mom. Maybe she can give me a little insight.
But anyway, if like I said, the fasting, from my perspective, since we've been doing it, it's to show appreciation for the week. That little few hour gap of sacrifice for all the blessings and miracles and unseen and seen trials and tribulations that we overcome in just those 5 days.
Every Friday we make it.
Yeah, so you know our social media platforms. Hit us up. Let us know if you eating fish on the Friday, if you need doing the fast, or if you just need a word of encouragement. Just hit us up, man. We're always here for you.
And no, if you're eating fish on Friday, we are too in this household.
Facts. Always.
I love Fish Friday. What else you want to talk about, mamas? You had 3 things.
The inauguration.
Inauguration. That's it.
And then it was you.
I'll talk about Nick Cannon and Viscount. I mean, because I just can't. Like, it is what it is. Like the close to the next project was almost Nick Cannon playing Tupac.
Listen. Also, how many of y'all?
Terrible idea.
How many of you actually went and looked at that Mountain Dew commercial and tried to count them bottles to get that $1 million?
Did we win? Is this the last episode of Battle Benefit? Are we rich?
Listen, The Weeknd looking like a proud DP with his Neo Spring 21.
That's funny.
Listen, and I am standing 10 toes down for The Weeknd. You cannot judge somebody based off what somebody else has done. To ask about the Michael Jackson vibes, to say he could have went harder, for his artistic perspective, he dominated it. And everybody else like is giving me Us vibes. That's fine. Because one thing people don't realize about Us is like showing the opposite side, the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Okay? So if that's what he's doing, then fine. You need to open your mind. Okay? It's not like he did a bad job. You just don't understand.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Because someone does something that you don't find, like I want him to do the Wicked song, he didn't.
Wicked Games.
I like
Somebody
that
said him doing Earned It was not a good call.
Why? I didn't understand when you told me that.
Because Earned It is a really slow song, but this is another thing when I say open your minds, The Weeknd has a certain type of versatility that others don't possess.
It's like Prince. Prince did Purple Rain in the rain at the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about
It's slower than that. I think it's just about taste and what you will and won't accept as a patron to the Super Bowl. Like certain acts work and some don't. I just thought that The Weeknd did a pretty good job.
I agree. I completely agree. And as far as our word of the day, it's endurance. The fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way or giving up. The reason why I chose endurance is because, like I said, we went through a 4-year period of rough stuff. The Super Bowl has not only opened a opened a door, kicked the wall down on expressing that racism is real, equal opportunity needs to happen, and we need to fix the injustice. And we as black people have been enduring for over 400 years. Y'all acting like Rosa Parks died when the dinosaurs did. Like, it's grandparents and great-grands still living and breathing that actually went through these movements. Like,
I want you guys to think about this. They had separate bathrooms and water fountains just 57 years ago. So stop acting like this country is so divided now. It's been divided.
absolutely.
It's impossible for it to even be together when you have red and blue as two different teams. This is what our country is based on. There is no united.
There is a unity within. There's a unity within struggle, and right now everybody broke.
Black people, stop calling each other bougie when you see a black person that's made it. You never hear white people calling white people bougie. A black person comes up and makes money, gets a nice house, a nice car, and want to have nice things. Why? Just let it be that. Don't let the reason being that this person thinks that they're better than you or they think they're better than everybody else. They're working hard to get what they got.
And that's another thing in which when it comes to the debate of the Constitution, I disagree to a point because the way we tongue twist and manipulate words, it's going to really take some strategic planning and a real thought process to rewrite an entire Constitution that's going to cover literally every American citizen.
See, that's where the debate started. I disagree with that completely, because right now, as it's constructed, the Declaration of Independence was signed by 13 people that own slaves, and it's talking about the rights of every man being equal. It's time to get rid of it. The Second Amendment says you have the right to bear arms. I'm okay with them coming to get all the guns. Because they come get all the guns, then the police have no reason to kill innocent black people because they know I don't have a gun.
And they can't feel threatened unless you're ready for
exactly.
a fight.
So I'm okay with that. The freedom of speech, I think it's terrible that 45 did what he did, said what he said. Those people went down there to the Capitol and did what they did, and people got killed behind it. But the one thing that still makes me laugh about it, those white people did not believe that the other white people would harm them on both sides.
And then when she got
they shot that Karen. All that was out the window. It was time to leave.
You're treating us like black people, right?
They popped that Karen, and it was time to leave. Sad thing is, I just posted something on my Facebook. The cop that was there that saw the racism from the inside out of the police station, he just killed himself. He was a brother.
It probably was too much to bear.
Yeah, because you know what it's like to be on a team that you're going out telling everybody that's black that looks like you that all police aren't bad, police aren't racist, and another, and then it hits you right in the face that not only are they racist, But look what these people are willing to do to people that look like you. That's a hard pill to swallow because you chose that profession. When they say blue lives matter, no, you went and got a job. See, I'm gonna be black every day. I might get blacker when we go on vacation, but I'm gonna be black, and there's no way of changing that. I'm black 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're a police officer for 8, maybe 10 hours a day.
That's it.
It's not the same.
And people, and of course, it's February. It's Black History Month. And one particular picture that I keep seeing or post is that I am black 365 days a year, but in February, I am blackly black. Like, you going to see these roots. And I don't just mean the ones on my head. Like, you going to see these roots. Like, one thing we had this conversation about calling someone dumb and ignorant and dumb.
Yep.
Ignorant means not knowing.
Yep. Lack of education.
And then you said being
dumb means having an inability to apply what has been learned.
So, the fact that not only do you have the resources, but you refuse to use the resources.
That's what makes you dumb.
And ignorant.
And ignorant. Because why say you can't be dumb and ignorant? Oh yes, you can. That dude that just left, that social media influencer, 45.
Shout out to SNL.
Shout out to SNL. That was hilarious, man. This joke of the year. They don't even acknowledge your man as being the former president. They call him a social media influencer. That is so. But that's the funny part is that's a good joke. The sad part is like that's really the truth. But here's where we're gonna get the last laugh. He signed that law in the law book stating that if you tear up a U.S. monument and Capitol, and this is all to protect the crazy statues of the racist people down south that they want to keep up. But you'll be punished by 10 years in prison, and that's what everybody who stormed that Capitol is going to get.
Facts.
And I'm glad.
I'm ecstatic. Ecstatic.
You know what I mean? Coke. I believe they should get 10 more years of being dumb. Put 10 on top of it.
And what's crazy when they did the numbers, 95% of the people out there didn't even vote.
This leads me to this. The reason my brother and sister do not watch the Super Bowl is because they are so upset with the treatment of Colin Kaepernick, who, in all opinions, started the protest and moved the football, no pun intended, towards the right goal. This is what he was trying to do. The only problem I have with Colin Kaepernick,
you didn't vote.
How could you not vote? How could you be out here campaigning for change in this world when you're not doing anything to really change it, but just talking about it?
That's like a Muslim selling bean pies outside the corner store, then go in and get a bacon sandwich.
I don't know if it's...
Is that serious?
That's bad.
Because you're sitting there, you literally caused a movement refusing to, by kneeling during the national anthem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're pressing all these Black Lives Matter issues. You got taken from your team with the NFL. Then you reboot yourself to where you're hosting a training camp.
No, that was a tryout.
Well, whatever it was, he is literally making moves and was backed up by actual sponsorships. And the one thing that nobody would have questioned you about, you choose not to do.
But that's why I say the NBA is the black man and the NFL is blackface. Because if the NFL really cared that Black Lives Mattered, like I commend them on the commercial tonight saying that. But if they really did believe that, Colin Kaepernick would be in the league. He's too good not to be in the league. He's better. He is. This just goes to show you that the quarterback is the most is nothing like this in any other sport. You can have a dominant pitcher. You can have, LeBron James, but the quarterback. If you have a good quarterback, you got a shot. Yeah. Colin Kaepernick was in the Super Bowl with the 49ers. You cannot tell me that out of the 32 teams, that there are 32 professional quarterbacks better than Colin Kaepernick. I won't believe that. And if the NFL, Roger Goodell, really wanted to do something right, he would press these owners to bring him back. That's basically just, if you really care that Black Lives Matter, start with that one. I do agree with everything Colin Kaepernick said. The only problem I have is how are you going to expect change if you're not willing to do the things to make it change?
And Lil Baby said it best. He said, I know I'll be rapping about killing and dope. Now I'm telling my young to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
How you? What do you say that? Like
It's
this.
factual.
That's why I like male rappers. You're really
He
pretty.
said that's why I like male rappers.
Wow, you're a little rat, aren't you?
I'm a rat. Get off me. Get off me,
Well,
man.
tell aren't we?
No, I want
Tekashi
them to know what
6ix9ine.
you said to me.
That's what
I was gonna
Tekashi
put it
said.
in closed captions anyway.
Oh, that's what Tekashi said.
Get off
Well,
me,
listen,
man.
we really enjoyed our chilling chat. Please leave any comments.
What's the question?
The question, what was it? Question of the day, what was it? I thought I had written down. Oh, the Constitution.
Do you think
What-
we should rewrite?
Yeah,
this?
what is it? Do you believe that the United States, and this the way it's constructed right now, do you believe that the old laws of old and the Constitution apply to where we are now in our lives? Do you believe that the Constitution is at a point, and our country's at a point where it should be? If you're not even telling me rewriting it, like let's say tear the thing up. But do you believe that at some point in time it has to be amended?
Revision.
It has to be some type of amendment to what is going on, because things are totally different with social media and the ability for people to say whatever they want to say. Like, I can tell you this where you really gonna see the freedom of speech isn't free. Smart Tech just sued Fox, Rudy Giuliani, Shelby, and 45 for $2.7 billion for speaking bad on their name.
Defamation.
Yeah.
And
Freedom
that
of speech
Karen and all those other vote
What they gonna
counters
do?
and all those
Listen,
places.
man, I don't know what they're gonna do. They said the people machines cheated the election, and now they coming for them. They coming for them. And this is gonna be a problem, because now with those depositions, people are gonna have to say what they knew and when they knew it. Because if you say out of your mouth in this country that you know something is a lie, and you continue to put that lie out there and destroy this person's character, causing them money, a monetary gain, you get sued over here, buddy.
Facts.
And that's what that is going to show everybody what the quote unquote freedom of speech is. So that's why the question today is: do you believe as a country we've come to the point where we need to revise, amend, or destroy? We're making multiple choice: revise the Constitution, amend the Constitution, or completely tear it up and start over. I'm of the guys that completely tearing it up and starting over, because the first one had nothing to do with us. Nothing.
Like I said, I agree with you on it's a double edge with me, because if we completely start from ground zero with it, there are going to be, like I said, words twisted to where, depending on who's writing it, the council that actually sits down and redoes this.
No, right now is the perfect time. The Senate. It's a 50-50 split with Kamala Harris breaking the tie.
Okay, well, I agree with that.
So what you would have doing, you would have, and I mean not just the federal constitution, state constitutions as well, because every state has their own constitution.
Right.
When you're having 50 senators right now on each side of the aisle, this is the time where everyone can say they had an even split. They can rewrite everything and start over, because we as a country have moved a long way from
Where it started.
trading apples for goats and goats for beans. We're past that.
Apples for beans and beans for goats.
Well, we're still past that. Yeah, but Bitcoin and some more things.
Facts. And that GameStop situation, heated. But it's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna let it go.
You won't. But
I'm
it's
gonna let
okay.
it go. I'm gonna let it go. But as far as our affirmation, you guys, your moves will be misunderstood by those not meant to join you on your journey.
Yep.
Your moves will be misunderstood by those not meant to join your journey.
And I'm gonna add to that: things that are understood never have to be explained.
And when you always have to fight or tussle with someone just for their attention, you know, and you hold on to something that's trying to let go. We bring up this all the time. You have to, when you're growing a garden, you have to prune the garden. There are ends that are dying that need to be snipped off. If you're in your pruning season and you need to, ask a few questions from God. You need to do some self cleansing. Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes it's just your pruning season.
Yeah, because sometimes there's journeys that you can only take by yourself, just you and God. Can't
Facts.
take people with you.
Faith without works is dead. You can't ask God to remove your obstacles or to help you with this if you're not willing to move.
Or you're gonna keep trying to hold on to it. That which He's trying to remove from your life.
Thanks.
Just drag running down the street with it.
But as always, you guys, my name is Mo,
And I'm Casey.
and you're watching Better Benefit. See you next time.
And you still going to jail.